Again, good morning. Hey, everyone. I'm Mike Etker. I'm the Regional Director of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and I am really excited to be here with all of you for today's events and just really enjoying this beautiful day here in Alabama. It's just what a great day for our celebration here. We're here to celebrate the closing of one chapter and the opening of a new chapter. And it's really about a collective team of agencies, organizations, individuals, community leaders that have all led us here today, and just pausing to enjoy the geese. How awesome is that? And well, look at when the cameras come out and video wildlife, I will pause at any time. So without speaking much, I want to pause and just invite Mayor Daniel Sims up to the podium to say a few words. He's been a great community leader in helping us to this point. And Mayor Sims, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for everybody that is here with us today. This has been a long project that we've been working on for the last several years. As he said earlier, it's great to see one part of this being taken care of with two other ones that we're working on in the town of West Blocton. West Blocton was an old coal mining town, as its name was derived from Blocton. As they first got here, they discovered a block of coal that they estimated to be in a ton. And so our coal industry has left us in the early 40s. And so therefore, we've not been without the coal industry for the last several decades. And so we've had to change our shift and what we were wanting to go for. And so we were looking more into the nature with this natural resource sitting beside us, the Cahaba River and the great majestic Cahaba lilies. And so being able to have a project like this done right here in our backyard is amazing. So I would like to thank the AML project for taking and selecting West Blocton for 3 projects, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, along with the Friends of the Cahaba River National Wildlife Refuge, the Department of Labor, and my buddy who's been with me for the last couple of years, David Butler, and the Cahaba River Keepers and that organization. Again, I can't thank anyone here enough. We are so excited. I feel like a kid sitting around the Christmas tree getting ready to open up some gifts. And again, I appreciate everyone coming out today and having us here. So I greatly appreciate you all. Thank you.
Well, back in February, I had a chance to come out here and take a tour of the site, and I can say it's a lot greener now than it was in February, and where the grass was just starting to poke up. There was still a lot of heavy machinery operating here, and I had a chance to see the professionalism and the work of the Alabama Department of Labor, and specifically the Abandoned Mines Land Program. And just your professionalism, the work that was done here, I can't thank you enough. And I want to invite Dustin Morin up here to say a few words. Thank you, Dustin. Thanks.
Good morning, everybody. For those of you I haven't met yet, my name is Dustin Morin, and I am the Alabama Department of Labor Mining and Reclamation Division Director. My division, in cooperation with the U.S. Office of Surface Mining, Reclamation, and Enforcement, administers the Abandoned Mine Land Program on behalf of the state of Alabama. As the mayor said, I'm thrilled to welcome you all to what we call the Piper 3 Abandoned Mine Land Reclamation Project. This project was funded through the Abandoned Mine Land Economic Revitalization Grant Program, which is administered through our federal partners at the Office of Surface Mining. And Phase 3 of Piper Reclamation is really a culmination of decades of work and dedication on behalf of the AML program. For those of you who aren't from this area, you may not have realized as you drove through this relatively rural pocket of Alabama, but we are steeped in Alabama history in this part of Bibb County. There's a legacy of coal mining that started in this county in the late 1800s and continued on through the late 1950s. Where we're standing here at the former Piper mine was mined extensively in the early 1900s by the Little Cahaba Coal Company. And the Piper mines were actually named after the absentee owner and a wealthy Memphis businessman, Oliver Hazard Perry Piper. Say that 5 times fast. The coal that they mined here was from a seam that was over 25 feet thick. At the peak of production, these mines were producing over 400 tons of coal per day. And at the time, it was deemed some of the South's best. So I mentioned the culmination of decades worth of work. We've been administering this program for the state of Alabama in cooperation with OSM for the last 45 years. And for almost 30 of those years, we've been doing reclamation work at Piper. The first phase of reclamation out here began on the other side of Highway 24. We reclaimed 400 feet of dangerous high wall and a couple of hazardous water bodies associated with the former mines. That project was completed in the late fall of 1997. In 2014, we began phase 2. Which you actually had to drive through to get back here to phase 3, where the trees and the grass is a little more well established. That project reclaimed an additional 3,750 feet of high wall on this site. Phase 3, which we're here to celebrate today, was completed in March of this year. Phase 3 was particularly exciting. We reclaimed the remaining 4,830 feet of high wall that was out here, as well as 3 more dangerous water impoundments. And this project allowed us to address an abandoned open underground mine portal that was receiving a lot of the drainage through this valley. And so that water went into the underground mine works and flowed for several hundred feet before eventually dumping out into the adjacent Cahaba River. So it was a really challenging project from that perspective. In addition to addressing the safety and environmental hazards associated with the former mining, the AMLR program allowed us to expand the scope of what was possible out here. And so we were able to add a lot of recreational amenities, which I'm sure some of my other partners will discuss. But a few of those we're particularly proud of is this new 10-acre fishing lake behind me here. We were able to expand the trail system out here on the refuge. Add some additional access and access controls on this side of the river that hopefully Fish and Wildlife can use for many years to come. And so we're really proud of the work that we've done out here at Piper. In total, through all 3 phases of the reclamation, we have reclaimed over 1.7 miles of dangerous high wall out here associated with the former Piper mines, and kind of re-landscaped over 105 acres of abandoned mine lands associated with the former operations here. So as you'll hear others say, none of this would have been possible without the partnerships that we formed with the Fish and Wildlife Service, with the Friends of the Cahaba and the Cahaba River Keeper, the Nature Conservancy, and the town of West Blocton. So we're super proud of what we've accomplished thus far, and like you, Mayor, I'm looking forward to the things that we have on the horizon. So thank you very much for being here.
I think it's really impressive listening to all the numbers and facts, and just really impressive the work that you all were able to accomplish. And I know we can't thank you enough for that work. And who could ask for more than clean water and outdoor recreational opportunities? Speaking of which, the Fish and Wildlife Service is involved in a lot of conservation throughout the state of Alabama, and we often standing with us side by side through almost all of the work that we do is the Conservation and Natural Resources Department. And here with us today is Commissioner Chris Blankenship, and I'd like to welcome you up to say a few words on behalf of your agencies. Thank you.
I'm excited to be here today to see this new park open up for the public access. I appreciate always working with our different state agencies, Department of Labor, to do things like this, to reclaim this mine, but how it's able to be used by the people that we our constituents in the Department of Conservation that like to hunt and fish and get outdoors for outdoor recreation. So I appreciate the time to be here. Our best federal partner has been the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. We work together all the way from the Joe Wheeler Refuge in the north part of the state down to the Bon Secours Refuge and Grand Bay Refuge on the coast, to the Choctaw Refuge over on the Mississippi line, to the Eufaula Refuge on Georgia, and many other places in between. And I appreciate the partnerships that we have with them. A project like this on this wildlife refuge that's kind of in the middle of about 36,000 acres of wildlife management area, the Cahaba wildlife management area that we manage through the department. This is just a great addition to what we have around this and how the public will be able to use it for outdoor recreation. One of the things that Governor Ivey has been very vocal about in her time in office is how we can use the outdoor recreational assets and the beauty of our state to retain and attract talent to come to our state to be part of the workforce, and how important that is to the quality of life for our citizens here. So this facility that's about 30 minutes from Tuscaloosa and the University of Alabama, about 30 minutes or so from Birmingham, is an ideal spot for people in those two communities to be able to come out, utilize the trails here, the fishing opportunities, and to enjoy the Cahaba lilies and all that we have to offer in this part of the state. So appreciate the partnership between the Department of Labor and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and on this project, and thankful that all the people in Alabama will be able to, and our visitors will be able to use this and really enjoy their time here in this beautiful part of our state. So thank you for the opportunity to share just a minute.
All throughout the country at our national wildlife refuges, we have what's called friends groups. And friends groups are really volunteers from the community that help us invite others, whether they're from the community or if they're visiting tourists, onto our national wildlife refuges and national fish hatcheries to really enjoy what is to offer. And there are few that are more passionate, more energy than the president of the Friends group right here, who I think is a one-man army just by himself. So impressed with his dedication, his focus. And I'd like to invite David Butler to come up, president of the Friends group and Cahaba River.
So thank you, and certainly a full circle moment for me. I would correct that I certainly don't do all this alone. I'm very fortunate to have some of our friends group here today. My boss at Cahaba Riverkeeper, Dr. Myra Crawford, when I started, anybody that knows me knows that if I'm passionate about it, you don't want to get caught alone talking to me. And so I talk a lot, but I listen a lot. And we listened to what the people in this community wanted at this refuge, and access and the ability to use the property was one of the biggest things. And as certainly in these rural communities, access to public hunting land, hunting and fishing land is shrinking. And this refuge provides the people in not just Bibb County, but certainly the central part of the state an opportunity to fish and hunt on public land. And this project opens up several thousand acres that were previously unusable. I started my relationship here was as a volunteer. I once brought my mom down to see the Cahaba lilies, and we got lost. There was very little access. The road was difficult. And from that point forward, this has become like a home to us. We are here all the time. We appreciate the partnership with the town of West Blocton, the Department of Labor, the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, the Nature Conservancy, so many partners. And as I was thinking about Martha Williams' visit today, it's not every day we get the director of the Fish and Wildlife Service here in West Blocton, and I really wanted to understand who she was. And so I wanted to read you something that she said that to me really symbolizes what this project is about and the future of this refuge. Wildlife and natural resource conservation rests with all of us. from rural and remote communities to large urban landscapes, private land, tribal lands, and public land. It is a shared responsibility. We all play roles in this important American model, and it is with a strong commitment to collaborative conservation that we can achieve our collective goals. And this project, to me, echoes that sentiment. There are many, many partners. Many partners that contributed to this project, and we have big.
You already did a big part of what I needed to do, which is introduce our next speaker, who has traveled here all the way from Washington, D.C. To be here with us today. And I'm excited and pleased to introduce Martha Williams, the Director of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service.
Well, I should just say ditto. And that's the end of that. But of course I won't. So I first want to say thank you to the great state of Alabama for ordering up such a beautiful day in such a beautiful place. And then I want to thank every one of you for the role that you have clearly played in bringing a project like this to fruition. And the absolute requisite partnerships and trust that it takes to do this. So here's an appreciation to every one of you. I also want to thank all of you, or the state, or whoever ordered up or queued the geese flying by, the birds, the tanager and the warblers that I've heard, the tree frogs, and to see at least one Cahaba lily out in the river. And that's a reminder of what brings us all together for a project like this. So a hearty thanks for that. I'm not quite as sure about a thanks for the gnats, but I think that's all part of this web of nature. And perhaps it's a way to show, I want you to show that even though I've come in from DC, I'm not wearing a suit and the gnats don't bother me, just like they don't bother you. But no, to be more serious, earlier this week, we all celebrated Earth Day, and I really can't think of a more fitting place and a more fitting time to bring that week closer to a close than to celebrate here at Cahaba National Wildlife Refuge. Just a bit ago, we all got a chance to take the short hike to enjoy the scenic view over the historic Cahaba River, and to recognize the history here and the importance of place and context that goes into a project like this and makes it that much more important and provides that much more impact. And I think that's what the challenge we all have together is how we tell the story and show the positive impact that projects like this can have on a community in reclamation, in restoration, and then also in providing a welcoming place for people to connect to nature. So it's with that in light to think about restoring this incredible landscape and the extraordinary partnerships, engineering feat, and investment it took to get to this moment. It's really amazing to see in this landscape, to think about the improved habitat and why that improved habitat matters. It matters to water quality, it matters to the integrity of the watershed and the way water flows, and it of course matters to the species that are so important for our survival going forward. It matters to have this increased public access, whether for some traditional opportunities like hunting and fishing, or new ways for people who've not had a chance to connect to nature to realize this is close to their home and this is here for them as well. And then also, I hoped, as we all say, is to build on the partnerships that you have worked together to get us to this point. This is not the end. This is a continuation, a very important moment in time, but one that I hope Oh my gosh, we have them. Sorry, I just got distracted because we have a blue goose here. But anyway, to build on these partnerships going forward and to really pay it forward and to build on that momentum. So this remarkable landscape, to think of what it looked like in the early 1800s and 1900s, and to think of what it's looked like through history, and then to be here today where it is so lush and I think set up for success going forward. I would echo sincere thanks to all of the partners here. And I worry sometimes when we list them out, we forget some people, and you know that you've had a really crucial role to play in this. Nonetheless, we at the Fish and Wildlife Service, we're one cog in the wheel. We are one agency that I think our superpower is bringing people together, bringing money together, and catalyzing projects like this. We're just that one small piece. It's really the Alabama Department of Labor and Abandoned Mines Lands Program, the town of West Blocton, the Friends of the Cahaba River National Wildlife Refuge, the Cahaba River Keepers, the Nature Conservancy, the Office of Surface Mining, and so many more. So through, just to bring this back together, through these efforts from everyone, we have collectively brought an $8.5 million reclamation project together to fruition to restore 59 acres of refuge lands and eliminating this 80-foot tall high wall spanning almost 5,000 feet in length. That's really extraordinary. And that the project removed coal waste byproducts, impoundments, and material remaining from previous coal mining excavations. That important history to recognize and think of how we support the community moving forward as well. So many species call this place home, the Cahaba lily, one of them. I have to admit that you all are very important. We wouldn't be here without you. I've never had the privilege of being at an event like this where the queen of the Cahaba water lily chose this event as her very last public appearance as reigning queen. So that's a reminder, like that's really incredible. I say that with all earnestness of why this work is so important to so many. So I don't think I can add more to what you all know locally and the local work that it's taken to pull this together. I hope what I add is for you to understand that this administration, and that I very much believe in these local partnerships, it is the important way we deliver conservation in this country and include people, bring people in to the work we do and impact everybody's lives. So I'm just lucky enough to be able to empower and encourage this kind of extraordinary work, and with such gratitude and appreciation for all of you. I forgot to mention county commissioners as well, the Senate offices, just everyone who has gathered to support this. This is the way we ought to be doing our work. And thank you so much for having me in this gorgeous place.
All right, so if people are wondering the blue goose, why a blue goose? Well, that is iconic for our National Wildlife Refuge System that was established in the early 1900s. It's come to be our symbol and mascot of the refuge system that now numbers somewhere 570 national wildlife refuges, over 100 million acres located in every U.S. state and territory around. Now, this concludes our remarks for today, and we're going to transition to a ribbon cutting. And so I invite the principals and the media and the reigning queen would love to have you join us for a ribbon cutting. I think I see the giant scissors over here, and I think we're going to set up.
Okay, we get some
Big smiles from everybody. Blue Goose, you too. Big smiles. Okay, ready? 1.
Oh, ready? Woo! Yay! Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Well done. Yes.
Okay. Good morning. This is David Daniel with Bibb Voice, and I have a gentleman here with me that we've just attended a pretty significant event for all of Bibb County. And Daniel Sims, Mayor of West Blocton, is here with me. And he has an in-depth understanding of all the things that we've done here today. Daniel, tell us, why is this so significant for our community, what has happened here today? Would you recap for me?
I would.
Thank you.
So what makes this so important for us is the natural resources that are here that are going to be protected for many years. You're talking about the ability to go and fish a 10-acre lake, the ability to go hunt, the ability to get out here and stretch your legs out and enjoy some of the hiking trails that will be here, that in today's world is beginning to disappear pretty quickly. And so the fact that this property is going to be protected with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife and the Cahaba River Keepers, this is going to be something really nice for not just West Blocton to enjoy, but the entire county and the surrounding counties to enjoy as well.
Well, I'm amazed at what I've seen here today. This is fascinating, and any community, any county would be very motivated to have something like this. And here we have it right in our backyard, and through some foresight of our leadership, we've been able to get some people together to make some things happen that I've not seen happen in a long time in Bibb County. We've had community cooperation and federal and state government cooperation, and $8.5 million project is right here for everybody to enjoy. It belongs to us all, and we should get out and enjoy it. Mayor, thank you. I appreciate it, and congratulations on the success of this venture today.
And this is just the beginning of 3 parts. So we're really excited. There's more to come. And so please reach back out to us as we begin to develop the Main Street and as well our Coke Ovens Park.
Absolutely. Well, it's all very important to get enough things here that you can attract folks into the community to enjoy some of the natural resources and the history that we have here. And y'all are doing a great job with it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.